So for example, right, if I was too bad to speak because of my illness, they essentially would just fob me off and say that they can't speak to a carer.
Yeah,
How does that
yeah,
work?
yeah. We'll cross that bridge later. We need to stay focused on
He's
getting
not on
some
the
help.
line.
I know, but we need to stay focused on getting some help for where you're at, rather than.
He's not. Did you hear his?
Yeah, no,
He
but we need
doesn't
to.
want
We
to
need to
help.
swap the. You can do that.
Do what?
Switches.
No, I can't. I can't. Someone has to be receptive.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, Eleanor.
Am I on loudspeaker?
Yes, you are.
Anybody else in the room?
Yes, I've got sister with me.
Okay, just it's nice to know these things.
Absolutely.
It would have been good to know.
I was going to say that to you, actually.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Right, so my question to you at the moment, so you've got some constipation, you've got some flatulence.
And diarrhea, yeah.
You've got alternating bowel habits.
Mm-hmm.
How's your appetite?
It has been absolutely minimal since the first time I met you.
Okay, and what's your weight today?
Well, so far I've lost 5 kilograms, but it fluctuates because of the swelling and because of the constipation and the water retention. I'm slightly concerned that I'm not getting enough hydration.
Okay, and what's your weight today?
I don't know what my weight is today off the top of my head. It's about 92 or 90 kilograms, and I was like 96 or 98 when I saw you last, I believe.
Let me just quickly have a look at the... just bear with me on the line.
Look at the what, sorry?
Just bear with me on the line.
Oh, okay. Be helpful to know what you're looking at. Okay. It's not like it's informed decision. My medical information.
Right, okay, so, just going to check
Check.
what sort of blood tests, and I'll do it again.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said I'm going to check one sort of blood test, and I'll be with you.
Okay, cool. Yep, sorry, didn't hear you. It's the problem with the loudspeaker. You never quite know where the microphone is.
Okay, so
Yeah.
with regards to the on and off constipation and the alternating bowel habits,
Yeah.
you've reported that to me when I spoke to you last time.
I did, yeah.
And I did a blood test and a stool test to assess for conditions that can precipitate this constipation.
Yeah.
The blood test came back as normal, and reassuringly the stool test came back as normal as well.
Excellent.
Okay.
What?
It's a new technology, and it tells us whether there's any active inflammation in the bowel that would require us to do any further investigation.
Right, okay.
That's number one.
What does that mean exactly?
That means that you don't have active inflammation in your bowel. What you have is irritable bowel.
Okay, so I have IBS.
That's right.
But I don't have any active inflammation, so how do you know I've got IBS?
Because I've done all the other tests to rule out
Okay.
all
So
the other causes
can I just...
for diarrhea diseases.
Yeah, no, I'd just like to raise at this point, just in case it wasn't fully understood. My mum has a condition called autonomic dysautonomia. She has esophageal problems because of it, and she also has absorption problems, and she also has what's the word again?
Peristalsis, or
it's not peristalsis.
Paresis.
So she also
Gastroparesis.
has gastroparesis. So I'm slightly concerned that essentially you're going to just tell me it's IBS and tell me that there's nothing you can do, when I'm just worried that that's essentially, I've waited all this time for a referral and you're going to just tell me that there's nothing you can do to help me.
My understanding is that you referred to a tertiary centre in London to look into this.
No. See,
That's to look at
that's
parts.
to look at the cause of it. However, if I'm having gastro problems, they're a neurological issue. That's a neurological issue. So my gastro problems can't be solved by anybody other than gastroenterology, because obviously that's where the gastro thing is. So I'm slightly concerned that I've waited months and you're just essentially telling me that it is what it is. You haven't even seen me. You don't even know what the differences are in my stomach or how it feels. A large part of gastro is surely how the stomach feels and how it feels. But you haven't even touched me. So how can you truly know what's changed and whether I'm just struggling a bit, or whether something worse hasn't happened in between times, because you haven't physically seen me? And there's been a time period in between that where my symptoms have worsened.
Okay. Can I talk now, please?
Well, yeah, you can, as long... I just want you to fully understand how desperate I feel and how much I can't... I just feel like you're essentially saying it's IBS, and then I'm going to get no help whatsoever, no points or ideas or tips or referral to anybody who can help me. And I'm essentially in the same boat I was 10 minutes ago, except I feel completely and utterly distraught because the one person I thought I could give me some answers and some hope is just going to turn around and say I've got IBS.
Right, okay, right.
Your turn.
So, madam, we didn't reach these conclusions easily. You were thoroughly investigated in the past, okay? We've done extensive investigations to try and get to the bottom of this. And from a gullet point of view, we haven't found problems with the propulsion of food down your gullet. The video swallow has shown something related to the ENT team. And that's something that they need to deal with at their end.
Oh well, I asked them about that, and I asked them about that, and they said it was actually falling under the gastroenterology. Can you at least hear me out though? Because I feel like if I talked to you about that earlier and you just said, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. The speech and language people and the ENT people told me that was something they didn't deal with. That was a gastro thing, which is why I asked for a referral.
So that's what I'm telling you at the moment, madam. That from our point of view, we've looked thoroughly into your gullet, and your gullet is functioning okay.
So the speech and language people told me something different, and that wasn't incorrect.
People told you, madam, they didn't write to us. But according
So you haven't actually seen the notes that they wrote?
According to the report, the problem is at towards the back of your tongue. And that comes under the ENT.
Sir,
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, just so you know, I'm recording this because I'm getting rather stressed out. I also recorded the appointment that they gave me, and I'm slightly concerned.
That's not a problem at all. That's
Well,
not a problem.
yeah, I'm slightly concerned actually that you're totally fobbing me off, but I'm more than happy to pursue this with pals if you don't want to listen and hear me out. As a person who is, I'm trying to hear me out, please, sir. Look, right, this is actually something that's affecting me to the point where I can't physically stand up most days. I can't leave the house, but please hear me out. If you said yes to hearing me out, then at least hear me out, sir. If not, then what's the point in having a conversation? I've tried. I'm telling you I'm desperate, and I am telling you I have a video of the speech and language people. I've got a video of my gullet not working and it all being ejected straight back up again. And that's not the tongue.
Okay, right.
I've got a video of the X-ray of it, and I can see that it doesn't do that.
I think we need to have some productive discussion now.
I would love to have a productive discussion, but I don't think you're actually listening to me. You just want to fob me off and tell me I've got IBS, and I'm trying to tell you I'm desperate. But okay.
Right. I think what I need to mention here is that your gullet has been thoroughly investigated. There is nothing that...
It's my lower esophageal sphincter I'm concerned about, not my gullet, sir.
You've got irritable bowel syndrome.
It's my lower esophageal sphincter I'm concerned about, not my gullet.
Okay. So you've got irritable bowel syndrome.
How about my lower esophageal sphincter? How about my sphincter on the bottom of my esophagus?
I'm really sorry. We need to conclude this
Could you at least...
You're allocated 15 minutes for this consultation.
So you fobbed me off for 15 minutes and now you're essentially just leaving me to it. Can I get your name again, please, sir? Can I get your name again, please?
My name is Dr. Barakat.
Yep.
Barakat.
Okay, doctor, as a medical professional myself, okay, and I've been present all the way through this meeting.
This is the most
Okay.
unproductive meeting.
We offered to start off with for me to talk on her behalf
Because I
she
can't
has
manage.
PTSD. Okay, you refused that, and you're the only consultant or doctor that's
ever
ever
done it.
that. Okay, because of
Ever.
the situation.
I'm pretty sure that's discrimination, actually.
Let me finish, Fee. Okay. Had you allowed me to talk with her next to you, this conversation would have been totally different. Just so you're aware of the consequences, sir. Fee has not been out of bed, neither has she pooed for nearly a week. Her stomach is utterly distended, and
I'm
she
having
is in
to force it
cramping
out with my
pain.
fingers.
We're having to force the poo out of her with fingers and massage. And what you've effectively done, sir, is in telling her the way you have delivered it, is that you've just utterly destroyed her.
I'm getting no help.
She has complex PTSD, sir, and she's been suicidal many times. That is not your bedside
I
manager
warned you
is
about my
not
PTSD.
appreciated. You were told,
It's
sir,
on my notes.
and you've done nothing about it. That is appalling.
This lady's got constipation, predominant irritable bowel syndrome. We
Yep.
can prescribe or advise the GP with regards to medications that would hopefully...
I've been prescribed all of them.
Better. Okay?
Yep.
And I'm going to dictate a letter to the GP with all the appropriate medications that can be trialed to help her symptoms.
Okay. What about enemas?
We don't...
Some-
enemas is for someone who's obstructed, sir.
She is. She hasn't pooed, sir, for 6 days.
Okay, all right. So if she's obstructed, then she needs to go to the hospital.
I don't want to get COVID, thank you very much. I'm quite high risk.
Now, that's why we were phoning you, sir, and that's why we were waiting, because obviously with the current COVID
We
situation,
don't want to overbear the NHS.
If you feel that she is obstructed, by all means, please take her to the accident emergency. They'll assess the situation.
I'm
If
too
they
high
feel
risk.
enema,
I'm too high risk, and I didn't want to put the NHS in too much stress. We're supposed to be staying home if possible.
We don't tend to give enemas at home without trying other medications, okay?
okay.
So I'm going to dictate a detailed letter to the GP.
What
I'll let him know
about
about this conversation
what about the esophageal
and our
sphincter?
verdict and the recommendations from our side.
What about the sphincter
Okay.
at the bottom? 'Cause there's
With her
obvious
mother
X-ray.
having a history of gastroparesis and MCAS,
Do we not?
is that something that we should be investigating?
Gastroparesis symptoms doesn't cause constipation, sir.
Okay. It does.
What do they cause?
It does with her, but okay, I'll
It
refer.
also does with my mum,
I
but
refer to
okay.
your expertise there.
Okay.
Expertise? You don't even agree with your own
that's-
speech and
that's
language
where we'll
therapy
take things
department.
from here.
Say again, sir.
That's where we'll take things from here. There will be a detailed letter going to the GP.
Oh, fuck you.
It should reach the GP maximum within 2 weeks. And then the GP will be in touch with you. And
So I
let
get
you
no
know
medication
exactly
for 2
the plan
weeks?
forward with regards to medication that would hopefully control her constipation.
What about the medication in between times? So I've got to wait 2 weeks for any medication to help.
So you're
All right?
all right.
2
So
weeks
we
for any
go
medication
up
to
to
help.
A&E then.
Yes, by all means, if you feel that she's obstructed, A&E would be the appropriate place.
I feel like you should be up my ass because you're also full of
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Thank you
Then.
very much.
All right.
I enjoy hearing from pals.